Welcome back to my channel. My name's Jade and I'm an American living in Switzerland. As requested, today I will be talking about the reasons why I chose to leave America and move to Switzerland. For most of my life, I'd never traveled outside of the US. However, a few years ago I had the opportunity to travel to 10 European countries, but it was only after visiting Switzerland that I felt a burning desire to move there and make it my home. So, let's get into my top 10 reasons why I chose to move to Switzerland. Number 1, and to me the most obvious, Switzerland's natural beauty. There are huge mountains, tons of lakes, so many outdoor activities to be done, paragliding, zip lining, bungee jumping, skydiving, rock climbing. There's so many different things that you can do here. If you've ever been to Switzerland, I think this one just speaks for itself. The nature here is simply incredible. I've never felt so much peace, and it's not just in the remote areas, it's basically everywhere here. The cows, the waterfalls, even the birds just sitting outside my window chirping all day. I just love it. I feel so peaceful here, and I think that Switzerland has to be one of the most beautiful countries I've ever visited. Reason number 2 is my desire to learn a new language. I have always wanted to speak another language. Growing up in America, it's not that common to speak 2 languages, so I made it a goal of mine to learn a new language, and I thought the best way to do it was to fully immerse myself in a country where I was forced to learn that language. It is going very slowly, I will say. A lot of people in Switzerland speak English, so it hasn't been the easiest, but I'm getting there slowly but surely. Okay, so reason number 3, Switzerland's safety. In 2023, Switzerland was ranked 11th out of 163 countries on the Global Peace Index. It's so safe here that it's very common and even encouraged for kids to walk to school by themselves, and they do this from such a young age. Even kids as young as 5 years old will walk to school by themselves because it's really just that safe. I have never once in Switzerland felt uncomfortable or feared for my safety. I even walked the streets of Zurich at like 3 a.m. alone one time, and I felt no fear. It's just very clean. The streets are bright. It's not somewhere where I feel threatened in any way, and that is definitely a huge reason why I love living here and why I feel comfortable being here. Reason number 4 is the food quality. It is important to know that Switzerland does not follow the same food regulations as the EU, but it's still so much better than the food regulations in America, and I'm not just saying this because that's what I've heard, but I personally experienced this. When I was living in America, I actually was gaining weight at a rapid rate. I had like lactose intolerance. I had so many problems with the food that I was eating. I always had a sensitive stomach. And the second that I came to Switzerland, all of that changed. I wouldn't say that I've made a huge change in my diet since I've moved from America to Switzerland. I eat basically the same foods. I eat the same amount of foods, but for some reason, my stomach isn't bloating. I'm not feeling sick. I don't have the same lactose intolerance as I did in America. And overall, I just feel like the food is better for my body. A little side note is that there are way less fast food restaurants here as in America, so it's not so easy to just get up and go get fast food all the time, which I think is a really big plus. Reason number 5 is a better and more affordable educational system. Swiss citizens receive free tuition into universities around Switzerland. Although students do still need to pay for other costs like housing, school supplies, and books, this significantly reduces the cost of education compared to the US, where I paid around $23,000 for cosmetology school, and I don't even practice cosmetology anymore. I feel comfort knowing that if I wanted to go back to school, it wouldn't be such a financial burden on me or my family. Reason number 6 is the overall quality of life living in Switzerland. Switzerland is continuously ranked in the top 5 countries with the best quality of life. Not only does this show on paper, but it also proves true in real life. There's always something to keep you busy. In the winter, you can easily take a trip up the nearest mountain and hit the slope, skiing, snowboarding, or sledding. Not to mention the incredible Christmas markets, fondue, and glühwein. And in the summer, there are endless activities to do, including hiking, swimming, picnicking with your friends, biking, boating, and there is so much more. With all of these activities, I find myself a lot more active compared to when I was living in the US, and this not only keeps me mentally healthy, but also physically as well. Okay, reason number 7. I know this one might seem silly, but it's Switzerland's neutrality. Even looking up the word neutrality on Google, Switzerland is used as an example to define the word. I would personally like to feel confident in a time of crisis that the country I'm living in is doing their best to remain neutral and protect its citizens from further conflict. Switzerland's policy of neutrality has been recognized internationally and allows it to act as a mediator for global conflicts. This stance reduces the likelihood of direct military conflict involving Switzerland, and this brings brings me to reason number 8. Switzerland is extremely prepared in the case of war. How? All men from the age of 18 are required by law to undergo military training. This ensures a large, trained population ready to be used if necessary. Switzerland also has plans for protecting its residents with a network of fallout shelters that can accommodate its entire population and some. In the case of war, there is a bunker within a 30-minute walk from every single residential area in Switzerland. It's like Fallout in real life. Pretty cool, right? And lastly on this topic, Switzerland's geographical location makes it very, very hard for enemies to invade. Bridges and tunnels are built to be defensible or easily demolished in case of an invasion. Crazy. I love it. Reason number 9 is healthcare. Although I was actually disappointed to find out how expensive healthcare is in Switzerland, it does have its upsides. Switzerland definitely takes care of its mothers and expecting mothers. One of the biggest benefits of this is that all doctors' appointments, medications, and procedures relating to the birth of a baby is completely paid for by the government. Although I don't have any kids, I find relief knowing that when the time comes, I will be taken care of, and the extra financial burden of having a baby won't fall so heavily on me. When compared to the US, the average cost for having a baby is around $18,865. Yikes. And number 10, my last reason why I love living and why I moved to Switzerland. The general geographic location of Switzerland is perfect. It's very ideal, especially if you're someone who loves to travel like me. Because Switzerland is centrally located, it is easily a couple-hour drive to Germany, Austria, France, and Italy. I've easily gone on weekend trips to other countries and come back in time to go back to work and do it all again the next weekend. So I find this a very big plus, and I really appreciate how easily it is for me to travel to all the other countries that I want to go to. Okay, so there you have it. These are my top 10 reasons why I moved to Switzerland and why I love living here. I do want to make a disclaimer that I am not a Swiss citizen yet, and in order for me to get a Swiss passport, I need to be here for 5 consecutive years, and I am still doing that process. So with that being said, I hope that you liked this video. If you are considering moving to Switzerland, definitely come out and take a trip here first before you do it. I'm sure you will find it is one of the best countries in the world, and I am so grateful to have a home here. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.